Hi, my name is Indy and you're watching Spots. One of the main objectives of Spots is to bring exposure and awareness to creatives from around the way. Now, we may be focusing on different types of creatives from dancers to musicians to artists, and today I have
Joseph.
sitting here with me, and Joseph is someone who partakes in the visual arts, more specifically graphic design. But that's enough for me. Joseph, do you mind telling us more about yourself?
Of course. I am a student at FAU and I love the arts. I grew up with it. All my life I've been doing it. It's just something that comes natural to me.
Nice.
Mhm.
And you're currently studying graphic design,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Makes sense. That being said, first question. What inspired you to do graphic design? I know you say that you had art around you all your life, but what was that moment that was like, this is it? You know?
Well, as a kid, I used to imitate a lot of people. And one of the people I loved to imitate were my siblings. My siblings, mainly my sisters, used to always draw, always have a pencil on hand. So I just imitated them. And soon enough, I fell in love with art myself.
Sweet. And since you've been doing it all your life, have you developed a certain style or what's your routine? What's the process that you go through when you're creating?
Yeah, I've developed a couple of styles over the years. When I started out, I used to imitate cartoons, so it became cartoony. And then when I reached high school, it was more like I was getting into more of the realism. Now I have a mixture of both. That was kind of, yeah. My routine to art is grab a piece of pencil, grab a paper, just get to it,
You ever have a creative block?
Oh, of course, yeah. And the way I choose to work through those is I just step out for a minute. I know I've tried to just work through it, keep pushing, but that just digs you a deeper hole. So now I just take a breath, stop it completely, and then get back into it.
Your response reminds me of, I can't remember the person that said this, but they were like, the key to fashion is to focus on everything besides fashion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's.
And would you say that's the same for your art?
Yeah.
That's how you gain
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay. And now when you create your pieces, are you more of a hands-on guy? Do you like your materials and everything tangible, or are you more in the digital space? And
I grew up with tangible, so it's kind of I'm not opposed to it being digital, but I definitely find myself drawn more to just hands-on paper and pencil.
That's fair. I do know. Okay, since you do like tangible, this question may not, intrigue you that much.
Okay.
But I know you do take classes, and I'm sure you've come across some type of software or something like that.
Yeah,
and as a student in college who is studying these things, what softwares would you recommend for people who are interested in graphic design and the digital side and they aren't sure which ones to use?
Of course. I've dabbled in, the digital space. I would definitely recommend Procreate. Another software that's free is Krita, and it's just free software, open source. It's really easy to use and beginner friendly. But if you want to go into more advanced stuff, I'd recommend Clip Studio Paint, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the softwares I've used over the years. But
okay, I do have a question. So when you do make your tangible pieces and artwork, do you scan them and share it that way, or would you prefer people see it in person?
I wish I had the facilities to scan it and put it out, but I just take a well, frame it up, take a well, light lit picture of it and just post it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you're trying to become a graphic designer professionally, right?
Yeah.
And I think taking these courses and whatnot and meeting these deadlines and turning these assignments kind of prepare you for the workload that you're gonna have because you're such a good designer.
Yeah.
And do you ever feel like there's some friction when you do have these deadlines and guidelines and certain, things that people ask for that may conflict with what you want or see for the project?
Absolutely.
You know, how do you handle that?
Absolutely. I absolutely hate it. Deadlines, guidelines, I hate it. I feel like it bogs down my creative flow because I like to branch out and do the avant-garde, go crazy with it. But it is a learning curve for me because, you know, as a kid I just picked up a pencil anytime I wanted, drew anytime I wanted, just went off there. But now that I'm getting into more professional spaces, I find it difficult to adjust, I'd say. So I'm learning, you know, hopefully I get, you know, the use of it and the hang of it. But as of right now, I'm deep in, yeah.
You're not the first artist I've heard this from. It's hard because it's like, you can't really rush something like art, you know? It just comes, if you really want it good and like really good, it just has to come to you and you gotta wait for it to happen. But then when it comes to like businesses and clients and whatnot, they need it. I need this by now. And if they're trying to get it like instantly, yeah, I can see where there's some struggle.
Yeah.
But okay. That being said, how do you handle feedback and revisions?
Oh.
Because I will say that when people request certain things, they have a vision themselves, but then when they see the art being made, sometimes they're like, that's not exactly what I envisioned. And how do you take that?
I take it with open arms. I'm not opposed to a client saying that he doesn't like this aspect of it. I mean, after all, he is the client, or they are the client. You know what I mean? They're paying me to push out art. So I'm very open to the idea of revision and editing. But if it's like, you know, back to the due date thing, you know, if it's like day of, you want to say this whole thing, scrap the idea, do it again. It's kind of, that's when I have my main issues with it. But other than that, I'm very open to like feedback, revision, you know, editing. You know, I try to learn as much as I can. So.
Sorry to stay in the professional sphere for so long. But I do have one more question. Now that you are going into this profession, and this career, how do you keep up to date with the current trends and styles and whatnot? Because there is a competitive edge to it, because people, their interests like wave. And how do you like stay relevant?
That is a very good question. Personally, when it comes to art, at least, I don't look at trends. I don't look at, you know, what everybody else, what the competitors are doing. I just try and do, you know, what comes to me and what I feel like the type of art that I want to put out. I'm not very much I am a competitive person, but when it comes to comparing others, I know other people have their, you know, their roads that they want to follow. I just try to, you know, keep my head up, keep my head straight, follow my own path, follow my own vision.
That's real, because, you know, like on social media, on Instagram, I do follow some artists, and like there's like photo shoots or something that they see, and then they're like, I want to recreate it, or they want to like just play into some new like fashion trend. Really, that's where it comes into play. And but I do think that your approach and just staying true to yourself is like a timeless one, because if you have a certain style, people who want to work with you come to you because they like your style, you know what I'm saying? So that itself, it's like a competitive edge, because nobody can do you better than you.
Exactly.
So that. Okay, so two things. Do you specialize in anything in graphic design? Or are you more of a general, like just go with the flow?
General, go with the flow. Yeah.
Okay, and that being said, what is your favorite project or most memorable art project you created?
Okay. Dang. Wow.
And please be descriptive, since we don't have it.
You know what? Yeah, that's fair. I made this one piece for a friend on a back of what was it? A chips box? A cardboard chips box? It was just like, I just cut out cardboard and started painting over it. He wanted a Grim Reaper. And at the time I didn't know how to, you know, really do skeletons. So I tried my best, and I really liked how it came out. He didn't, well, I'll describe the painting. It was just a bust of the skeleton, so just shoulders up, because I'm not drawing a whole skeleton. It was a watercolor and a acrylic mix, so I did.
Watercolor on cardboard?
Yeah, watercolor. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but I made it work. And I was so happy with it. And the fact that I pushed myself, and I really like came up with something that really like spoke to me.
Yeah.
He had this rusted size.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was really good.
Was it like a cardboard cutout? Does he have it like propped up? Did it like stand or?
No, it was just like a square.
Oh.
Like, yeah, and then I just painted it on the Grim Reaper.
Did you attach the scythe to the thing?
Oh no, the scythe was just
like nearby.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Okay. That's like pretty
yeah,
cool.
it was really nice. It was really nice. I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to add or talk about from your graphic design experience, or do you have a message to share to any graphic design students? What to look out for? What do you look forward to? Certain things like that.
I look forward to meeting more graphic design students. I have only seen a few, but I would love to see a lot more. Just to talk about, have a conversation with.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One last question. When you do your art, like your personal art, are you trying to share a message or convey a message, or are you just like creating just to explore? Or, what's the purpose? What's your purpose?
The driving factor as to why. Yeah. Okay. I would like to send a message. I don't know what that message would be, but I would definitely love to like send a message. But I usually just create art just because I feel like creating art. I feel like once you get bogged down with messaging, you start to, again, them guidelines.
Yeah.
Like you start to take away from what you can really do. But if you just like open to everything, just explore, you really have like no limits.
Yeah. Well, you heard it from him. I think that was a good wrap up of what we were talking about. Now we're here at the fun part. Woo! And for our surprise activity today, we're going to do a little role play.
Okay.
You are now a professional graphic designer.
Okay.
You graduated, you got your degree, woo-hoo, and you're now in the field. You're in the field, and I am a client.
Okay.
I represent Spots. Now, I have here a piece of paper and 2 colored pens, purple and blue. These are my guidelines, all right?
Okay.
I'm only giving you 2 colors.
Okay.
And here's my prompts. Do you mind creating a flyer for Spots with my face
Okay.
on there? And with these 2 colors.
Okay. Here you go. I'm gonna
Promoting possibly this interview or just Spots interviews.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and you do have 5 minutes.
Okay. I will do my best.
Okay, you got that. I'm gonna start the timer right now.
Okay. think I would go with that. Yeah.
You sure? You don't want to add a little more? Or
You
is
know
that
what?
it?
It's
You
all
have a
good.
list?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you finished at 2 minutes, and I want to say, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, that's like half the time. I gave him 5 minutes, and he took half the time to create a phenomenal flyer. I really like it. I really like it, if you guys can see. Spots. Beautiful face. I like the edginess to it. You used both colors. You met those guidelines.
Mhm.
You did it at half the time. That means he's efficient, effective. Yep. And it's yeah.
Thank you.
I know you're gonna have a successful career as a graphic designer.
Thank you.
You push that out real quick. But that being said, do you have any socials or anything that you would like to share?
I do have an Instagram, and I'm starting up a YouTube account. Yeah.
Do you mind sharing?
Oh
your
yeah.
Instagram?
Okay. The Instagram is @starvingartist. And the YouTube is Joey Spawn.
Oh, do you mind signing your name?
Oh yeah. Of course.
This is your work of art. All right. So this is Joseph, aka the Starving Artist, and thank you for doing this interview with Spots. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And if you'd like to see more interviews, please check out our other one and check out our Instagram at spots.mag. And thank you for watching. Bye.